Hi everyone, this is going to be a what you need to know at present reading for whatever star sign comes out in my zodiac cards. I'll be reading intuitive channeling channeled messages for what you need to know. Now these are going to be ideally universal messages. They don't necessarily they're not necessarily subject to specific areas. Whatever comes out for me. And I read the card's energy and channel the messages necessary. Not everyone will resonate. And yeah, let's begin. Universal energy. Show me what I need to see for Gemini. Okay, so Gemini was on the bottom of the deck for the last reading that I did for Aquarius, and we've got Libra. So all the air signs at present are coming through. There is obviously a lot going on for everybody in the mental side of things. It's obviously definitely got a lot to do with what is going on in the world, the havoc, the COVID, change of relationships, career, whatever is necessary to address in your life that is playing prominently. It's definitely got to do with the mental sphere and balance of inner harmony. Okay, so regardless, Gemini, this is going to be your reading. I'll just check these back in here. Alright. I'm going to be using the Siren Starseed Tarot, and like I mentioned in Aquarius video, because it's universal messages, there can be I'm honing in a little bit more on the star seeds. If you're not too sure what star seeds are, then you can look them up, but people that know of the star seeds will understand the Arcturians, the Lyrans, Pleiadians and so on. These could be channel messages from them. However, at this present time, we'll just go ahead and start for Gemini. What does Gemini need to know at present? Gemini. Okay, so what I'm already getting is definitely got to do with a portal opening up, a new perspective, a new way of thinking in terms of how you, one, deal with your emotions, but two, how you manifest those emotions into productivity. With a grounded understanding of where past experiences have led you to the here and now. I feel like you could also be very much delving into the emotional aspect of yourself after recent upheavals that you could have been going through. However, you could also be dealing with a water sign. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio is what I'm getting. But let's have a look. I heard rush of emotion. So this could be related to somebody that you've got your eyes on, but it's also very much, I feel like, bringing your emotions to the surface and understanding how to stabilize them to be able to move forward and away from mental conflict. So you very much could be in a battle with your mental and emotional energies at the moment. And if Libra being on the bottom of the deck, that could be the conflict of not being able to balance those, and that's what I feel like this reading could be in. Could be very much involved in. Let's have a look. Gemini. What does Gemini need to know present? Okay, Two of Chalices. Okay, so there you go. The Two of Chalices. This could be very much directed at somebody that you are connecting with on an emotional level and understanding how you can make this work by listening to their emotional side of things to be able to decipher your own emotional behaviours. There's a definite romance in this particular connection that you have with somebody, and it doesn't have to be a water sign, but okay, so the Indigo card coming out, that's the card of Gemini. In this deck, obviously, it's slightly different, but it's the manifestor. And it also represents the Indigo children. It also represents having like insight, psychic ability. I feel like you're presented with some sort of heartfelt connection that you're just mesmerized by it. It's definitely out of this world. It's definitely something that you never thought possible, I feel, and it's very much hitting it off straight away. So let's have a look further. What are the messages for Gemini? This is going to be the most, this next card is going to be the central card, so like either it be the present or it could be the issue, but it's going to be like the most prominent energy for this reading. Gemini. Gemini needs to know at present. Okay, the Four of Orbs. Yeah, so here comes what I'm seeing already as the challenge that could have been, is prominent now, or may manifest if certain things aren't addressed. 2 more, please, for Gemini. 9 of Cups. And 3 of Orbs. Okay, so you've got a lot of self-doubt, and I feel like this is not in the relationship itself. I feel like it's internal. I feel like it's something that you're learning to bring to the surface, and it's been a slow process. I feel like whatever is actually honing in on your energy at the moment, you are a little bit frightened to take that move forward, because you're only seeing vague flashes of light, vague flashes of positivity towards this connection. You two may have been hurt in previous relationships, and that could be what has you holding back from moving forward into this desire. There is lots of purple, there's lots of love here, I can see that already, there's lots of light. But then there's days I feel like you go back into this dark thought and suppression, where your mind is just boggled and feeling very clouded, and also misjudging situations. Underneath we have the Master of Crystals. So these are like archetype sort of cards. So this is saying to me that you have the power to manifest, as well as understand the clarity that you've gained from previous relationships are not necessarily going to be the ones that are going to come into this new manifestation of this connection. However, you will, if you haven't learned from those previous lessons that were for you, then there is a necessity for you to take the time out with the Four of Orbs and connect with your higher self, and find the light, but also assess and also understand the darkness and why the darkness was there. Then allow your emotions to come forth and then be washed away. This is a new beginning for you, and the Nine of Chalices is the next card that is coming out. So I see that the light is gleaming down on this individual with hope and success, especially in the emotional field. But you could also be taking more than you should in this scenario. So it's really about taking some time out and balancing that brain, balancing that logic against your intuitive self, and really allowing yourself to be open to love, but also not so giving or not so taking. So balancing is essential for this, because the Three of Orbs is the following card. So something will rock your stability in a sense. It will give you some sort of like semi-tower moment, or realization that if you don't look at your needs first, but also be selfless and commit to yourself on a spiritual level, and make sure that your needs are met, then that kind of moment will come in, and it will come in like that, and it could be a case where it's just taken straight off of you. And because I feel like whatever you've got with this individual could be very fresh, but there's already a lot of love. Now, what I mean by fresh is, like, I feel like the both of you have come together from previous relationships that have been quite tumultuous and quite they've given you some heartache, and what's brought you together is that healing, and also that sense of wanting to discover new terrains, new people, new connections. So let's go a little bit further with do I want to use them ones? No, I'll use the Astro. Okay, so the Two of Chalices. Alright, what are the Astro energies that are impacting this connection at present for the Two of Chalices for Gemini? What are the Astro energies that are impacting this connection for the Two of Chalices for Gemini? Okay, so the part of fortune. So it's definitely a part of where you're meant to be at present, but it's also about the lessons that you should have already learned, and if you haven't learned them, then expect things to just like that. And I don't mean that in a abrupt and, well, I kind of do, but in a, like, if you don't do this, you can't have it. It's more like you've got to take the time out to not go rushing in on this connection full-headed. Really take some time out, but don't over-analyze it. Like, Geminis have a unique and beautiful way to be able to fast process it. All kinds of things at lightning speed. That lightning speed could also have you in regret. So the part of fortune is saying to me that this was a part of your destiny, but however, it's previous lessons that had to have been learnt for this to stabilize and materialize. So remember the patterns that you may have made mistakes in the past. If they're starting to show their face again, be aware of that and self-assess and move into harmony with the lesson that you learn. Yeah, the Jupiter abundance card is there, and I'm seeing the lightning again, so like this can be quick, like if wrong mistakes are made, and it's just purely, I feel like, out of the hurt that maybe the both of you have faced in recent or past relationships, that you just aren't ready to commit on that level if it's going to be the same repeating patterns. And this person is very aware of their own patterns that they've made as well, and the mistakes that have led to heartbreak. So I'm also getting that you need to take this with a real childlike attitude, and I don't mean like immature, I mean like a fun, loving, heartfelt sense, letting your heart lead you into the unknown with awareness, even though that sounds incredibly insane. The child in you, your inner child, is actually what you've attracted in this person. And vice versa. You've both got a lot of inner wounds as well as inner child's play that you want to be able to manifest with each other. You're unaware of that at this stage, and that's what I'm getting, that you're unaware that the attraction is based upon the lost self from your childhood, that you're wanting to just delve back into to regain and feel connected. This could be a twin flame situation. But it doesn't have to be either. I'm looking at this mainly as like the child from growing up had a lonely and lost heart in a sense, and I feel like both of you have had that taken from you in some sense as well. So it's just about treading carefully and understanding one's needs, wants, desires, etc., and not over-analysing it, which is something that you may have to remember how you were able to get past this lesson in the past, because like I said, Gemini lightning speed with their processing in their mind, and it's incredible, but if you want this to work, you need to take that time out and not rush into it and make the same mistakes. That's important for me to tell you. Okay, so you've got this, yeah, exactly what I'm saying. South node, which is your past, which represents the past lessons and the comfortable state. So it might have been in the past that you were impulsive and jumped in, and things were fantastic at first, but the next minute you're facing these same things that get you frustrated because you're you may not entirely mean or have the intentions to put out to this person, or connections that you make, that you're doing anything of ill nature, but it's still a pattern that's unresolved, that's leading you into a false sense of security. It's also leading you into a tower moment, which essentially brings you back to the start. And it's just, for a Gemini also, it's like there's a lot of time fucking wasted. The void of the course moon, yeah, there's something that's still yet to be discovered. Okay, there's something that's still hidden in this aspect, and it's something about self-discovery. Okay, so that's where I need to really address that. Taking the time out is essential for yourself and your growth, and this growth of the relationship, if that's what you want. Because in the Nine of Chalices, this guy is happy, but he's happy alone. It's not the Ten of Cups, it's the Nine. So, and I see the light as like, hey man, like, you know what the information that has been given to you before is right there, but you're oblivious to it because you've got 9 cups in front of you. It's like, it doesn't matter anyway because I've got that right there. But then next minute, that's exactly what will happen. It will be another case of overthinking and analysing, and then before you know it, it is an energy that's moved away. With Force card underneath, Mars, quick. Okay, clarify the Nine of Chalices. No, yeah, no. Four of Orbs, please. No, what connects the Four of Orbs with the Nine of Chalices? What is the realization or the non-realization? It's a non-realization, okay. Mercury, Mercury, the mind, okay. So this is balancing the mind. The Libra card was underneath this deck, which represents the overall energy of this particular reading. Mercury is governed by you guys. It is your home planet, so it represents the mind. It represents the balance of the mind, the quick manifestations that you can create and have an outcome already addressed. But this is telling you to take that time out, to not have the outcome necessarily there and have an expectation. So basically that inner child is telling you to just take it as like going into the unknown, the childlike attitude, the oblivion, but also the awareness that has definitely addressed itself in the past for you to be able to work on yourself for the betterment of a relationship or yourself in the end anyway, if that makes sense. Solar eclipse. Okay, so this could also, I'm getting, this could also happen at the time of your birthday, in May, June, where it's fully focused, I feel, but it also could be, so what connects this is like, yeah, the sudden realization. What's that make it? Like 3 5th month, so 3 months away. It could be in 3 months that this really takes off, or it could really jeopardize if certain lessons haven't been addressed from previous relationships or previous lessons themselves. The Three of Orbs being there as well. We've got 3 threes. Sorry, I've got 2 3s there, and I'm getting 3 is prominent. And Aquarius had that as well. So this is about connecting with body, mind, spirit. It's also about connections that you have made. It's also about just addressing like the abundance that you already have in yourself is essential to understand and cooperate with those energies, I guess I could say. Okay, yeah, so the Three of Orbs, why is the Three of Orbs here for the astro energies for Gemini? Why is the Three of Orbs here for the astro energies for Gemini? Okay, Black Moon, Lilith. Okay, so this is what could be playing secretly. It could be secretly at play is what I'm really getting at. And what I mean by that, and it actually equates to 3, 1 and 2 is 3. So what I'm getting with this in particular is impulses, like sexual impulses as well, hidden dark desires, those patterns that haven't been addressed of your shadow self, definitely. They will give you slight hints along the way for you to make sure that you stay on course and addressing necessary patterns and behaviours, because honestly, this connection is meant to be, and it will be, but it also will give you a bit of a shock to the system, because I feel like you have come out of a really dark phase, a really hectic time in your life where a lot of things have come into play in your life, where you've had to self-assess, let things go, rebuild, all those things, and it's just been a complete mind fuck. And it's not good to fuck with the Gemini's mind. It really isn't. Because they end up double fucking your own mind. Trust me. So stay clear in the way that you address these things, but also be aware that everything that you've learnt thus far is going to be a challenge here for you, and it may be easy, it may be hard. I see this as a time of self-reflection as well, hence the Four of Orbs. Just taking your time, don't go and pull at a gate, because there will be impulses, there'll be urges to rebel and go into those. Yeah, I won't go any further. Just be mindful of how you take on these new energies that you'll be faced with, okay? I'm wondering, yeah, I'm drawn to do a power card, and I'm going to just do it strictly from the Rider-Waite. What is your power card at the moment? So, like, what will work, what I shouldn't say will, it's all about free will, but what can work for this as a hint, but it's also got to be a way of addressing your persona. So if your persona or your energy is in an alignment with your path, then this card will be the address, like it'll address what needs to sort of be taken into action for your path to be in alignment. And essentially, obviously, if it's in alignment with this person, then so be it. Gemini, what is their archetype? What is Gemini? Okay, so the nurturer. Okay, so the Queen of Pentacles, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. You've got somebody that is that understands what it takes to be able to materialize what their desires, their needs, their wants are in their waking life, but it takes patience, and sometimes a lot of it. And with the likes of the transits in Aquarius at the moment, everything is full on. So this can be very much a challenge. So if you're manifesting if you're going into the ways that you were before, as in straight up can work out what's going to happen next, like a Gemini can, it's an amazing ability that you fucking got, and already have an outcome and think that's going to happen, it won't. It's not about that this time. It's about taking your time, patience, nurturing yourself, giving lots of love to yourself and the person. And they're also, if you have differences in opinion or even show signs that of ego, stop. You need to address those things, because it is about selflessness. Okay, and this person is wanting to manifest the same qualities, and that this will come together in harmony if those things are addressed. So what you need to sort of look at the moment, instead of being the opposite of the Queen of Pentacles, which would be egotistical, which would be, if ill aspected as a Queen of Pentacles, would be materialistic, selfish, those kind of traits. So don't be like that. It's asking and urging you to be more humble, nurturing to yourself, and patient. Okay, underneath the Judgment card is there, and that's clarification to say that is the Judgment call. That is that's what you need to know at present. Please like, share and subscribe. Talk soon. That was really impressive.